I've almost forgotten this video. It's been in works for quite some time actually, but then came all those other video projects and I got distracted. So this video almost wouldn't have seen the light of day. Today we're once again talking of the Nvidia GTX 1660 graphics card. While some of you may still be shocked by its little brother, the GTX 1650, do not worry, the GTX 1660 is different. I'd go as far and say it's a decent GPU, albeit it's not perfect. Just to clarify. But this isn't even the point of today's video. Today we are focusing on the topic overclocking, because actually it came to my attention some people state one could overclock such a GTX 1660 and make it match the 1660 Ti in terms of performance. Is that true? Is that even possible? When I first heard about it, or rather when I first read about it, I was very skeptical. Nevertheless, I wanted to give it a shot, which is why I tried to overclock the GTX 1660 as far as I could go. Also, I'd like to point out that it was stated this all could be done without tinkering with the GPU voltage. So we are talking of very simple overclocking here, which basically means besides upping the clock speeds, we are also only increasing the power limit. That's all. So for this particular test, I'll be using this little powerful dwarf, so to speak, named Palit GTX 1660 Storm X. It'll make the benchmark scene unsafe for you guys today. I will be sticking to the highly praised MSI Afterburner tool to do the job. But attention, at this point I have to let you know about it once again. With overclocking, there's no guarantee for success. There are models that overclock nicely, and then there are others that do really bad and quickly run into artifacts, stars or whatever. So you could take inspiration from my OC settings, but don't expect 100% stability. You'll have to check and adjust the settings on your own a bit. One thing always stays the same, the power limit needs to be cranked up to its max. After all, we want the graphics card to get all the juicy juice at once. And then it turned out 170 MHz on the GPU was my limit in my case. More simply wasn't doable. And when it comes to the video memory, I managed to get to 500 MHz. This time around I even could have gone slightly higher on the VRAM, but in return I'd have to lower the GPU clock as a compromise. In the end I got the most performance out of the card by going with the current shown settings. Of course you could tweak the fan curve a little, but once again there was no need for me to do that. It was all fine. Now before I touched anything so at stock settings, the GPU clock remained surprisingly stable at 1875 MHz. With a bit of overclocking magic, I soon saw that number replaced by about 2040 MHz, so not too shabby. We did exceed the 2000 mark at least. Now let's see, can the overclocked GTX 1660 match and keep up with the 1660 Ti? Is it a fact, or is it just a myth or way too optimistic statements by certain persons online? Well, I guess you saw it coming. No, the 1660, when overclocked, cannot match the 1660 Ti. That would have been too good to be true anyway, am I right? But still, the 1660 does overclock pretty well, that sure needs to be said. There might be a possibility of me not achieving the best OC values out there, but the result is looking good nonetheless. In many game titles I could squeeze out quite a lot of extra performance, especially at Full HD 1080p. Understandably, we didn't see that big of an improvement at 1440p, but there certainly are performance jumps to witness, no doubts. Neither the temperatures nor the power consumption increase really, only minimally, so there's no reason to be concerned, meaning you don't need to fear tweaking the GTX 1660. At the end of the day, to sum things up, it seems someone was a little too optimistic with their statement. Actually, more people claimed one could get to 1660 Ti level with a 1660 non-Ti. Well, at least I cannot confirm this with my particular model here. Of course, there's the possibility, with quite a bit of luck, you could achieve better overclocking results with a more expensive 1660, but then you're already paying a lot more money, so it would seem wiser to just focus on getting a 1660 Ti then, if that's the card you want so bad. Or am I mistaken? But in the end, we shouldn't get distracted by that fact. The 1660, in my opinion, overclocks really well, and it's a very easy and fast way to get more FPS displayed on your screen, and that should be good enough. And yeah, that's about all I have to tell you guys. With that said, over and out, and thanks a lot for watching.